Hi, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. All right, let's get started, folks. I am just queuing up all right, yes, the live version of YouTube Live. Yes, that's what we do here. All right, good evening, everybody. I think I've got everything together here, and let's get started. And I think if I hit this button, I'm not really sure if this is going to work or not, but all right, here we go.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Good evening again. Welcome to here it is right here, DayTradeSPY.com's Week Ahead. And my name is Hugh. Co-host is Aaron, but Aaron is off today. So I think what we're going to do is just maybe remove him from this screenshot here, this slide, just to be official. There we go. All right, let's do this again. My name is Hugh, and it is, by the way, Sunday, September the 15th, 2023. Halfway through September already. Man, I tell you, the time is just flying by, just flying by. So, all right, gonna let you read this disclaimer here, give you a few seconds to read this, and then we'll get started. All right, so here we go. Okay, I see the emails are already coming in. Hugh, can you give me the link for the session tonight? A little late. Okay. All right, gang, you alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I think you all know that. All right. Yeah, it keeps us out of trouble, right? Okay. And I think if I hit this button there, okay, you can see me. All right, that looks good. I think it looks all right. Okay, so good evening again, everybody. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's Weekend Review. We just got back late last night from Florida. Actually, we drove all the way back. And it's a long drive. Yes, Orlando to Buffalo, New York. It's a long drive. Well, we stopped in Wilmington for a couple of days. Wilmington, North Carolina, that is. Not Wilmington, Delaware. No, no, Wilmington, North Carolina. And while we're waiting for everybody to first to join us here, quick question for you. Actually, let me just tell you, first of all, please use the questions box to find the icon on your Zoom dashboard. What is this guy doing in here? Oh, we got two pictures of me. Oh, I can't torture you that badly. All right. There's a questions box. You'll find the icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. I am the only one that sees that, so go ahead and ask whatever you want. We'll certainly try and get to all your questions here later on this evening. And a couple little housekeeping rules. I hope to be out of here by in an hour, so I don't hold you on for much more than that. We'll see how it goes. A lot of exciting things going on here tonight, all right? And very excited about something very special that's going to be starting here tomorrow. So I want to tell you all about it, tell you how we're going to do this. And I hope to see many of you on. I actually been looking forward to this all day, which is the reason we came back from Florida early. We're going to stay there a few more days, folks. No, 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 no. I got a real serious PowerPoint. I was telling my wife, we got a real serious PowerPoint to do, right? And we got to prepare for this. I need my computer at home. I don't like using my laptop on this kind of stuff because my laptop, I don't know. Laptops and me, we don't get along very well. We tolerate each other. I don't know if you're like that or not, but when you get away from your usual sort of environment, your usual computer and stuff, it's you feel a little disoriented. You're not quite there. So anyway, um, so we scrambled to get home early so that I can actually get in here and prepare the PowerPoint the way it should be prepared. So anyway, you're there, we're here. The other thing I want to tell you is that sometimes I get very passionate about what we talk about. And if that's the case, I start talking a little bit too fast. Please tell me in the questions box to slow down or use other words or whatever. Okay. So while we are waiting for a lot of people still joining us here, I see the participants number keeps climbing and climbing, which is really good to see. And that's fine. I think a lot of people think, oh, is this the intro part? I know all that. I know all that, whatever. So just a real quick question. Folks, is this your first time here? Let me know in the questions box. Y for yes and for no. I'm thinking here, many of you have seen this before, some of you many times. I know some names on the list. They've been here for years. And I'm talking about some names going back 10 plus years. And I'm so excited because we have been doing live sessions. We have been training since 20, well, we've been in the business since 2010, so that puts us into the 15th year of doing this, which is very exciting because this is one of those businesses that just doesn't really last that long. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people discover something and then they suddenly become, their own little gurus or they're experts or something until they blow up their accounts and they're long gone or something happens. But anyway, tell me the questions box if this is your first time here. And okay, welcome. Yeah, Paul H. Ton. I hope I pronounced that. I'll just call you Taunt. Tonto, yes. S. And a lot of no's. Paul S. Yes. Nancy, James, Robert, oh, a bunch of no's, a whole lot of no's here. Stephen S. Yes. Welcome, Stephen M. Yes. Philip T. Yes. You have track records. We publish our track records every single day. In the inner circle, all right, the inner circle, as a subscriber, you will get a complete, detailed analysis of our track record. Do we publish historical track records? The answer is no. And quite simply because what we did a year ago or even 6 months ago may not be as relevant as it is today. We have an excellent track record. We're up around 93% with our trades. In our pick of the day, our day trade spy signal, other trades. I think our trading room trades are probably even higher, though they're absolutely they're off the charts. Ira, no, it's not my first day trade radio rodeo. Second time for Jim V. Charles B, welcome. First time for Charles. Okay. All right, let's move along, folks. Good to have you all here. It doesn't matter if you're a first time or a millionth time or 100th time, 1000th time. We haven't been here a million times, but anyway, hey, did you hear the news today? I'm sure you have. I couldn't believe it. Just a few minutes before I logged on here, I quickly checked the news and a second assassination on Trump. Wow, this is amazing. There's a lot of people out there, I think, who are just trying to make a name for themselves. They want to be the one that shot the president. Oh my gosh. But at least somebody found him and got this guy. So he's in police custody, and I hope they throw the book at him. Anyway, crazy world we live in, folks. Crazy world. You don't like what a person has to say? Well, let's shoot him. What is this? What kind of crazy world is this? Anyway, meet your hosts. My name is Hugh. How do you do? Folks, I came from corporate America. I don't want to bore you with this. I know a lot of people know this, but I didn't get really interested in the stock market until my own financial advisor basically blew out half my account. And what really motivated me was that, okay, I get it. I get it. There's risk and everything else. And I could accept the fact that I might be pouring coffee in my 90s to pay the bills. But I will be damned if my kids are going to get a second-rate education. And when my account blew out, so did my kids' education fund. That is when I realized I have to gain control. I have to seize control of my accounts. And they didn't like hearing this, but I said, just cut me a check for whatever you have left. I'm going to obviously learn how to do this myself, which is what I did. But I'll tell you, most of what I learned, first of all, everything I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way, and I teach what I learned. So you're going to hear things from me as a teacher, mentor, that you're not going to hear anywhere else. All right. I'm not going to throw all this fluff at you, all this theoretical stuff, which is what you get a lot of elsewhere. Okay. And that's not what's getting that's not going to happen here. Everything we teach, we trade what we teach what we trade, and I give you the hardcore nitty-gritty on all this. When was the last time you heard that word, nitty-gritty? Um, no, we give you the stuff. A lot of times you're not gonna like what I tell you. All right, you're not gonna like what I tell you. Just as an example, I'll tell you right now, the stock market is not your enemy. In fact, it's your best friend. You know who the enemy is? The person in the mirror. That person in the mirror looking straight at you, that is your number one enemy. And that person comes disguised as ego, right? Fear, greed, FOMO, fear of missing out. What's the other one? YOLO, you only live once. All of those emotions, those are your number one enemies. The stock market is what it is. It is just simply the arena in which we play, right? It's the arena which we would think of it as I don't know, like a football game or something, you know. The enemy is not the football game, it's the opponents. And one thing I learned, I mean, I learned a lot of things through this, and we have a lot of sayings and whatnot, but one of the things I picked up and I ran with was um, oh, what was I just gonna say? I'm a memory like a sieve here tonight, just not a little tired. Um, it was oh, I can't remember. It'll come to me. You only live once. I don't know. Um, I'll give you these little snippets along the way. I forgot what I was just going to say to you, but it'll come back to me. We were talking about the emotions, and I mean, really, that is your enemy, folks. It's your emotions. If you can control your emotions in trading, and trade the game, you're going to do very, very well. I mean, that's what I discovered. Anyway, when I discovered this, I started making pretty serious money. And people started asking me, Hugh, can you show us what you did? How did you do? How are you making money and I'm not? I said, well, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, but I know what I'm doing. And, yes, I had losers and I still have the odd loser, but I don't take losses lightly anymore. I don't take them, I take them very seriously. And one of the things I did was I always wanted to learn from my losses. I won't say my mistakes. I'm not going to say every loss I had was a mistake. Sometimes the market just turned on me. And if that's the case, then okay, what could I do to minimize my risk of that happening? Right? It might not even been my fault, but that risk is always there. What can I do to minimize my risk? Um, One of the things I had done was I got my private pilot's license, and one of the things they taught us was it's all about risk management, right? We want to minimize all risks. I mean, let's face it, what is there safe about strapping yourself into a fiberglass tube and hurling yourself through the air at 100 miles an hour or more? There's nothing safe about that. But if you minimize your risk, make sure the wings are secure. If you minimize your risk, it becomes a lot of fun and very rewarding, very relaxing. I can't say enough about flying. As a pilot, and I'm sure there are pilots online here, we are blessed with being one of the very, very few people in the world who have that opportunity to view the world from a lofty position like we can. And now there are commercial pilots that fly the big jets, and I never took to that. That's kind of like a job, I didn't want this to be a job. In fact, I like to fly ultralights. I've got an ultralight. It's called a Challenger 2, and we fly into farmers' fields Saturday mornings. Well, who's having breakfast? You zoom into a farmer's field, have some bacon and eggs, and sit around and tell some lies, with fellow pilots, and then you fly out again. It's just a blast. It's a stick and rudder flying is an absolute blast. Anyway, my point is I have a lot of I make a lot of references to aviation because in aviation, and I learned a lot about trading from aviation, like minimizing risk. Do you know that when we fly like regular planes, we check the color of the fuel to make sure we have the right grade of fuel in the plane. The last thing you want is the fuel guy to put the wrong grade of fuel in. All of a sudden, there you are, and you're hearing clunk clunk clunk, and your propeller stops. By the way, folks, for those of you who think that the propeller actually propels the plane, you would be wrong. That propeller in the front, it is not that. That's not the case at all. In fact, that propeller in the front is merely there to keep the pilot cool, and I can prove it to you. If you're in the air a couple thousand feet and the propeller suddenly stops, take a look at the pilot. He starts sweating very, very quickly, right? Um, that's a joke for those of you who don't pick up on that. But anyway, so we do everything to minimize risk. What is it? 8 hours, throttle to bottle, bottle to throttle. There's all kinds of little sayings like that. And we have a lot of sayings too in the trading world. And what we do is we aim to minimize risk in our trades. All right, and that's what we do. And that's what I do. And excuse me, I have learned a lot from the trenches. My big thing is is short-term breakout trades, and I'll show you that in a little bit here as to what I did on Friday and how I made some pretty decent money. Now, my cohort here, my partner in crime, his name is Aaron Stevens. Now, we come from similar but different backgrounds. He also came from, well, back in high school, he was 17 years old, I believe, when he opened up his first trading account. And he recently came, well, before he joined DayTradeSPY, he was actually an analyst, technical analyst for a $150 million commodity fund. So he does the same thing in our trading room as he did in the commodity fund. He has his set of indicators and he tells his traders, this is what I see. We're approaching resistance, expect a bounce. It could go down. It could go down a lot, whatever it is that he says. So Aaron has his own set of indicators, and I have my own set of indicators completely independent of each other. And one of our sayings is that when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. When our indicators unite, our trades ignite. Because if I say, I think the market's going to go up, and here's why, blah, blah, blah. And he says, yes, you know what? I agree. I think the market's going to go up, and here's why. And he has his set of indicators. So when they have two completely separate, independent of each other indicators, and by the way, we don't always agree. Doesn't mean one's right, the other's wrong. It's just that we're in a state right now where it could go either way or whatever. But you'll find that when we both agree that I suspect that in the next little while the market's going to go up, you might want to buy call options, all right? Which means you expect the market to go up. Anyway, together, Aaron and I have a combined 40 plus years of market participation. I think we probably know a couple things. Folks, here's what we're going to do here as we head into the elections. let's finish typing that one out. All right. We're only how many days away? Oh my gosh, less than 2 months away from the elections. We're going to take a look at last week, what happened in the markets last week, a little preview of next week. And I'm going to launch our special 2 to 5K challenge in the trading room, give you all the details on that. And then we're going to go out into the cornfield, just have a little chat and talk about your challenges. Why trade SPY? How we can help? We're going to answer your questions. So you'll find a little questions box icon. If you have any questions, general questions, put them in there and we'll certainly try to answer all of your questions. If it's any about your specific trades, we're probably not going to get into that because that's probably something that's going to be saved for the trading room, which is where we do that. A couple of announcements real quick here. The Money Show Orlando is coming up here next month in October the 17th to the 19th. We hope to see you out there, folks. Aaron and I are going to be out there for that and would like to meet as many of you as possible. It's going to be at the Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate. Make sure you plan on that. I think it'd be very exciting. We were there last year and we met a great bunch of you and look forward to doing it all over again. So, all right. Hopefully the weather will be a little cooler too. I got to tell you, some of these hot days are a little tough to take. So, another announcement here, Spy on the Market. This is our weekly e-newsletter. All right. This is actually a free e-newsletter, goes out every Thursday. It's just a brief 2 to 3 minute read, very light, relevant, entertaining. Last week we had Spy Kids. And all you have to do is subscribe. Go to our website, DayTradeSPY.com. And the pop-up little ad will come up there. Just leave us your email address. Get your name on that, and therefore you will be the first to receive Spy on the Market, which we write. Well, I guess I actually write it, but it's going to be very entertaining, and I think you're going to learn something from it too. So this week's topic is going to be dangers of same-day expirations. The dangers of same-day expirations. You're not going to want to miss that. All right, this is a look at what happened this last week on SPY. We only trade SPY, SPY. This is the stock that follows the top 500 stocks, the S&P 500. And let's take a look and see what happened here. We're going to stretch this chart out and take a look at Monday. It was a low, no news day. A lot of technical trading kept SPY range bound with a bounce off the mid 547s on the upside there. Closed just a couple of points higher than the open, although we did gravitate to the upside. You see the markets, if you leave them alone And if you don't, upset them or annoy them in any way, you'll find that the stocks tend to, go up. They just like to gravitate to the upside. Tuesday, we toyed with some pretty strong resistance up around, that'd be what, around that 548 level. There's some profit taking with some port kicked in at 544, buoyed by a resilient market. Came down to that 544, and the bulls rushed in. They rushed in on that and ramped it right back up. Again, it closed a little bit higher than the open. So even if you see the market going down, not necessarily a reason to panic. And we saw a similar chart pattern on Wednesday with more of a swing to it. The first little while, and after going up, we came back down. Then we found some support. We had some core CPI numbers that were reported higher than the forecast, and that's what tanked SPY down to support at 541. Again, it hit that magic support line. You see, one of the reasons I shy away from puts, yes, I can make a lot of money on puts, but I know for a fact, as sure as you and I are sitting here, that SPY will find support. I just don't know exactly where it's going to find that support, but it will find support and start moving back up. Well, in this case, it went down to 541, attracted the bulls, finished the day considerably higher, up around 544.36. All right, that was Wednesday. And core PPI numbers came in at the next day, a little hotter than expected. Similarly, SPY pulled southbound to find support around 553.80 and then continued the longer term rally up to 559 where it closed up that way. So it stayed quite lofty there, up around 559, 560 in pre-market. Ran up when the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report came out, kept SPY high as investors postured for either a 25 or a 50 basis point rate cut for next week. So we'll see what happens here next week on that. I suspect we're going to see, well, we'll see what happens. Let's take a look. What happened here, week in review? Well, despite recent market swings on anxiety of a slowing economy and persistent inflation, stocks did deliver strong gains. They currently sit near record highs. Latest CPI numbers also came out. Where did they go? There it is right there. To show that the last mile of inflation, that fight, not completely going to be smooth, but the broader path does remain on a downward trend for inflation, which means the stock market remains on an upward trajectory. And the levels date back to those of early 2021 right now as we remain on path to fight inflation. Markets lowered hopes for larger rate cuts, but the bigger picture is bright, where the Feds are likely going to initiate an extended phase of rate cuts, and that's going to start this coming week. Nasdaq was the big winner here this week. Apple's iPhone 16, probably better described as a camera that also happens to make phone calls. Uh, and here's what some of these charts look like. Inflation excluding shelter year over year. We're down under that 2% now. Looks like it's hovering around that 2% back to pre-pandemic levels. Looking at core inflation over the last 4 years, dropped significantly from 6.3% back a couple of years ago to somewhere around 3.2% here as we head into this is kind of an older chart, but we're pushing more to the downside. Still more work to do though to get the Feds on target. But they said that they're not going to wait until they hit the 2%. Even if it's heading in the right direction, it's time to lower interest rates. Here's what happened this week. The S&P, we gained 4%. I think last week was a negative, but this week we gained 4%, up to year to date 18%. Nasdaq was the big winner this week at 6% gain, up to 17.8 year to date, and the Dow's up 9.8% year to date. That too grew 2.6% this week. All right. From a seasonal standpoint, this is what it looks like. The blue line up at the top is where SPY is now. The red line at the bottom is a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily chart. Let's just expand this and let's zoom into the last week and coming up to the week ahead of ourselves. We saw that SPY went up here. Now, historically, however, SPY did drop about 3 points over last week. You can see how just because something happened last 4 years, 5 years, doesn't mean it's going to happen now. Maybe that downturn happened a couple weeks ago, but in the last week, SPY did go up, but historically it went down. Now, SPY historically dropped about 10 points the following week. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again, but we're going to have to kind of keep that in the back of our minds, right? Looking at the week ahead, let's take a look here. Monday, we got the Empire State Manufacturing Index, also called the New York State Manufacturing Index. Retail sales on Tuesday, but the big news is going to be on Wednesday when the Feds release their new interest rates, right? To see are we going to get a cut of 25 basis point, as most analysts expect, or is it going to be 50 basis points? They're also going to talk about their projections into the future, give a statement there, press conference, and I expect some volatility coming in right around there. Thursday, it's going to be unemployment claims. Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is going to be released there as well as existing home sales. And on Friday, we're going to relax a little bit with a no or low or no news day. All right, so here's how the volatility is going to shape up. Moderate on Monday and Tuesday, elevated on Wednesday, back to moderate on Thursday, and quite low on Friday. And just to be consistent, let me make this a small L. Okay, there we go. That's what I see volatility for the coming week. Good opportunities to make money, but do expect markets to be choppy into the elections and possibly rise early in the week and then drop on Wednesday with some profit taking. It could go either way actually on Wednesday. I don't know. Depends on how deep traders and investors were, how deep they were invested in the anticipation of the rate drop. So the markets may rally to the upside and we may see a drop, and we're going to watch it. Volatility is going to be high on Wednesday. Watch for rally on Thursday on unemployment numbers and expect it to be fairly flat on Friday. Trade carefully, trade light, trade often, trade small, trade often, and I think you'll probably do all right this week, but it is going to be an exciting day. Now, last week, we named this young lady here Daphne. She's She gives us many opportunities daily. She's looking for the opportunity, this girl, all right. Now you know how we find our opportunities to trade, folks. And that's what I was thinking here of saying here, that when the enemy is in the mirror, you'll find that your emotions are the enemy. But at the same time, when you have some intelligence behind you, you know what you're doing, you know how to handle your emotions. Believe me, the money you can make in this business is unparalleled. I cannot think of anything else I would rather do. I cannot think of any other way to make some very serious money than in the stock market, and in particular in the options market. And to be very specific, day trading SPY options. When I discovered this, I thought, wow, this is the cat's meow. This is the cherry on top. This is what I've been looking for all my life. I'm just as excited, more excited at trading today than I ever was. And there's something very special about, beating the market. Something very special, beating the market. And this is what it affords you. And you know what? You're actually rewarded based on your emotional control, based on your intelligence, all that wonderful stuff. But anyway, this is what we do, folks. Right now, all right, tonight is a very special night because we are actually launching. We are actually launching, and we are launching our 2 to 5K challenge. Previously, we did 2 to 10K, but now we're going to kind of line it up with the elections. So starting tomorrow, Monday, September the 16th, exclusively in the trading room, we are launching our 2 to 5K challenge. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. All right. Our goal is to take $2,000 and turn it into $5,000 by November the 16th. We're going to do it live in our morning trading room. Now, you can do other trades. This is not the only trade we're going to do. This is just going to be one more trade we are going to execute in the trading room as part of our roster of other trades that we do. We do our OMG trade out of the morning gate. We do our bread and butter trades. We do our scalp trades, whatever. But this is going to be our 2 to 5K challenge trade and turning $2,000 into $5,000 by the middle of November. But here, look carefully. We're going to follow this spreadsheet here. We're going to follow on the 16th of September, start with $2,000. And our profit target is going to be a very, very modest 2%. We're not going to be repairing trades. We're simply going to take our profits. We're going to reinvest the trades. And if all goes to plan here, we should hit our target, believe it or not, by October the 22nd. All right, October the 22nd. And yet we gave it another several weeks to where is it? To hit our 5,000 profit. So it's going to be it should be a fairly easy way of making money here, folks. And all you have to do is just follow along. So hopefully it's going to be like a no stress kind of a trade. All right, we're going to take $2,000, turn to $5,000, and hopefully we're going to be able to do that in 1 month, not two. But I've got two budgeted for this, so it's going to be a very exciting, easy, laid back kind of a challenge. We do have some rules. All right, first of all, we have to show you our sim account. I am going to be trading real money. That's the intent here, but by law, we have to show you our sim account, and we are going to be trading real money, real charts, real. According to FINRA rules, we can only show you our sim accounts, right? But we're going to start tomorrow, and we're going to finish no later than November the 15th. Start with $2,000. The goal is to ramp it up to 5K trading. We're going to trade scalps. These are going to be scalps, okay? The goal here is to check the fundamentals, buy on the technicals, looking at breakouts, chart patterns, going to check with Aaron's analysis. We're going to trigger on the 1 minute chart, exit with modest gains, and our objective is to close all positions in the trading room. All right, so we're hoping to get in and out live in the trading room. No guarantees, but we are going to execute all these trades exclusively in the trading room. So nothing special, nothing extra you have to buy, nothing like that, nothing else to subscribe to, but you must subscribe to the trading room to get this amazing 2 to 5K challenge. And by the way, most people do much better than the 5K. All right. Uh, they do much better than that. But we're trying to dumb it down so that even the most modest, the most novice, the most neophyte trader can actually make this and turn it into some solid gold. And if you get on the track with this, you can simply do it again, do it again, do it again, right? You're going to build confidence. This is going to be very exciting, and we're looking forward to it. All right. All right. Join us in the trading room. Well, what's the trading room all about? Why do I keep talking about this crazy trading room? Well, let me tell you. First of all, it is hosted by yours truly. My name is Hugh, and my cohort, Aaron Stevens. We are pro traders. This is what we do. This is not something we do on the side and we have another job or anything like this. This is what we do. We make you rich, right? Our goal is to create long-term wealth in the trading space, trading options. Okay. We are experienced with over 40 years combined market participation. Interactive, the trading room is interactive, fully narrated. You're going to learn and earn. If you have any questions at all, you put them in the questions box. Aaron and I attempt to answer all the questions. Can't guarantee we're going to get to them all, but we certainly try. And it's really a learning experience, right? This is where strategies come alive. Our strategies. This is where we talk about them, where we teach you how to do them. These sessions, excuse me, are recorded for later review. So if you miss them, not a problem. I'm getting the hiccups here. So, and they are in the members area access on our website. Simply log in and you will have access to our trading room videos. And they go back pretty well since day one when Eagle took us over a couple of years ago. Has it been that long already? I guess it has. Wow. Time sure flies. Our trading rooms are not drop-in centers or coffee clubs, nothing like that. It's not something that you have to be in front of your computer, listening to your Zoom call from 9 in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon every day, like a full-time job. Not at all. We get online at 9:20 Eastern time and we go till about 10:30. Roughly an hour, 10 hour and 15 minutes. We do open up the trading room around 9 o'clock, at which point you should hear music. We do that not really to entertain you so much, but to ensure that your audio is alive and well. I'm sure many of you have been on webinars where they spend the first 10, 15 minutes. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? No, that's not it at all. We don't want any technical issues. So we send out some music. And if you hear the music, great, everything's working. If you can't hear the music, check your speakers, your hardware, software, whatever, so that you can fix any issues before we start at 9:20. At 9:20, we go over the news that is moving the markets, news that has moved the markets, news that is going to move the markets for the day. You see, we believe that while where we've been is probably pretty important, but it's more important as where we are going to go. And I have this discussion all the time with Aaron, but um, we see the markets, we see them shaping up, and I love watching the pre-market because I'm usually pretty good at determining where the markets are going to go for the day and what we can expect. And it's actually pretty cool. And when the market drops and you're saying it's going to go up, people look at you like you have two heads. Well, Hugh, the market's going down now. I say, listen, I don't really want to engage in this discussion. Let's discuss this later this afternoon. And invariably, they always say, how did you know it's going to go up? How did you know? How did you know? So, well, that's what we talk about in the trading room. And if you're not in our trading room, you probably should be, because that's what we do. We have many years, again, 15 years in the trading room. Um, I really wish I had a mentor like what we are for you guys back when I learned this stuff. I'm sure it would have saved myself way, 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 way too much heartache, losses, financial losses, emotional losses, whatever you want to call it. A lot of effort. Um, and we put together, Aaron and I put together all those lessons that we had learned. You see, you learn from your losers, not so much from the winners, but you learn from the losers. And and this is what I want to tell you earlier, if you do less of what's causing you to lose money, right? If you can if you learn nothing else today, take on this project. Study what you're doing and see what is it the one thing I'm doing? Ask yourself this question. What is the one thing I'm doing that's causing me to lose money? Am I getting in too early, too late? Am I waiting for all of these indicators to line up and then I get in which case I'm getting in at the end of a trend when it's no longer my friend? And am I, try and figure out that one thing you're doing. Are you getting scared out of trades? Are you not having the patience? Figure out that one thing and try and fix that one thing. You'll see how quickly your luck changes. In fact, I had a very dramatic change in my fortune when I discovered that it was the person in the mirror that was the enemy, not the stock market at all. In fact, the stock market's my best friend. And I can prove it to you. Just go back and look at an options chart. All right. Look at an options chart and look and see how many opportunities in every day the market gave you to earn even a very modest 5, 6% or 10, 15 cents on an option. Most cases in just a few minutes, a couple minutes. And I'll show you in a couple minutes something. So when you look at that, you say, you can't help but scratch your head and say, he was right. Look at this. I could have bought in here at 936, and by 938, I would have had 10%. How does that happen? Well, it's the power of the leverage of options. And if you can get a pretty good idea as to which way the market's going to go, you can take advantage of that leverage and add those opportunities. You see, I find that the market wants to give you money. That's the way I read it. The market wants to give me money. And it's like saying, Hugh, just come with me. Come with me. Just stop cutting out of this race here, right? It's not a race. Just stop cutting out. You don't need a break. Just come with me. I will make you. I'll make you very wealthy if you just follow what I tell you. And the market gives us a lot of great information. We have them all recorded in the indicators that we use, but it's a matter of how you read the information, how you interpret it, and then how strongly you believe in these indicators. Anyway, this is what we do. We teach you this stuff in the trading room. The trading room is home to our highly acclaimed 2 to 5K challenge. That is where you're going to be riding along, right, shotgun with us as we do these, and hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of these as well. Folks, the cost of our trading room, you can go to the website. You're going to pay more, but I highly recommend you email customer service at daytradespy.com. All right. Email customer service at daytrades, all one word, customer service at daytradespy.com. Ask for the best rate for the trading room, and they should come back to you and say, yeah, we can give it to you for $6.99 a quarter. Now, and by the way, you don't have to wait for the next quarter. It's $6.99 for every 3 months. Okay. So that translates to about, I'd like to say maybe around $10 a day, which I don't think buys you a Subway lunch, a Subway sandwich, and a drink. So if you forego your lunch and join us in the trading room, I'm pretty sure you're going to get more value for your dollar by trading, and you might even lose a few pounds. Okay. I'm not saying lunch for both Aaron and me. I'm just saying lunch for one of us. Folks, I can't say enough about this. By the way, just for those of you who've been with us for a long time, you'll notice that the price of our trading room has dropped uh, considerably. Um, we used to charge and get, and many people, $150 a week. So now you're talking about considerably lower. And the reasoning behind this is because the Eagle people feel that there are a lot of people on their roster, on their list, their mailing list, that would take advantage of this if the price were a little more reasonable in their terms. And since they took us over, of course, it was their prerogative, and said, whatever you decide. You guys are the experts in that field, whatever you decide. And they came down with this more than reasonable price, $6.99 a quarter, which I personally I would never have done because I know the value of this thing. But if you're at all interested, if you're at all interested in learning how to day trade SPY options, this is where you need to be. All right. This is where you need to be. All right. I beat that to death. Why trade SPY options? Those of you who are new to options, SPY is a highly diversified stock. In fact, it's the most diverse. People ask me sometimes, how come you don't diversify here? So, well, I can't think of a more diverse stock to buy. Covers all the market sectors, all 13 sectors. Everything is here. It also means that there isn't any one stock that completely dominates the entire SPY. Okay. I believe Apple or Microsoft. I'm not sure which one's number one. Probably Microsoft. I don't know. One of those two. We also have Google in there. We have. I'm not really sure who's all in the top 10 there. I don't think Tesla's in the top. I think Tesla's number 13 or something. Microsoft, Apple, Google. You know what? I am going to find that because now I am curious. I am curious as to who the top stocks are. Who top stocks in S&P 500 by capitalization. Okay, that's how we look at them. The top 10 stocks in the S&P 500. Apple coming in at 7.05% market capitalization. Microsoft 6.54%. We have Amazon in there 3.24%. Nvidia's in there, 2.79%. Alphabet, Class A and C, which is Google, right? And Tesla's nestled in between the Alphabet A and B. Berkshire Hathaway is number 10. Coming down the list here, Okay, we also have coming down the list, we have Meta with number 9, that's Facebook. United Health is number 10. Exxon Mobil, Eli Lilly, JP Morgan, Johnson Johnson, Visa, Procter& and Gamble, MasterCard, Broadcom, Home Depot, Chevron, Merck. It goes down the list. Okay. So by market cap, we're looking at the top stocks. SPY is highly liquid. You can trade options hundreds of thousands of dollars and you're going to get filled. There's no issue at all in getting fills, none at all. SPY has tight bid-ask spreads. You can trade other stocks and other options, and you see some bid-ask spreads sometimes, 40, 50 cents between the two of them, which is huge. So you want to know how much the stock has to move to make up for your bid-ask spread, just that alone? Take the spread divided by the delta. So let's say you have a spread of 40 cents. And let's say you're an at-the-money option with a delta of 50. Take the 40 divided by 50, you get 80 cents. That means the stock must move 80 cents just to meet your bid-ask spread. You haven't talked about commission or actual moves on the option. But with SPY, you get a 2 or 3 cent, as a rule, bid-ask spread. Very, very liquid, very tight. SPY is relatively predictable and forgiving and affordable, right? It's the best instrument, especially for newbies. So even if you make a mistake in your mind, well, just hold on, it'll probably be okay. It's actually quite predictable. You can take SPY and based on its behavior, quite fairly predict where it's going to go, which is a really good thing. Okay. All right, let's have our out in the cornfield chat. Being middle of September now, although yesterday was an ideal day at the beach. And I was out by the water earlier today, and a lot of people boating and paddle boarding and surfing and a lot of sailboats, not surfing, but a lot of sailboats. A lot of people just kind of on the beach, just like it was, I don't know, several weeks ago in July and August. The sun, I noticed, is setting sooner now, and you can tell that fall is around the corner. As a matter of fact, I believe the official date for fall is going to be next Sunday night, Sunday at on the 22nd. That is when fall officially begins. So, but I do see a lot of cornfields being plowed, harvested, whatever they do. I don't know if this here is a cornfield that I saw or straw. It looks like straw, hay or hay. I don't know. You like that picture? But I didn't take the picture, folks. It's a picture I bought. But anyway, what are your questions, folks? Let's take a look at your questions. That's why we are here. We have a lot of fun. Here's a question from Paul. If I start with a $2,000 account, what percentage of my account do I place in each trade? I'm going to join your day trading room. Okay, Paul. If you join our day trading room, all right, I will show you how we are going to do the 2 to 5K challenge. And yes, in that room, we are going to start with $2,000 and we're going to work it up to $5,000. Okay. Now, when I say 2,000, it's not going to be exact 2,000 because you're not going to get the options to come in right at that exact level. But in our challenge, what we're going to do is cap it at that. So whatever money we have available, we're not going to go over that. So you're not going to facilitate anything more than $2,000. So in actual fact, our first trade might be $1,920 or whatever it's going to be. Depends, of course, on the cost of the options. All right. That's what we're going to do. So, but yes, you should be able to turn that into $5,000, hopefully within the next month or two. Jim, good joke. Can't remember which one you're referring to. Jim, do you want to hear a fast joke? Anybody want to hear a fast joke? Okay, do you want to hear it again? Okay, no problem, no problem. That was bad. I heard that a couple days ago. That was a good joke. All right, you're still Tom, still open for okay. So We named our new girl. We have a new girl here. I'll show you her picture, and we named her Daphne. We'll get to her in a few minutes. And, or no, we already got to her. This is the girl, Daphne. What am I talking about? Where she go? Daphne. Hang on, hang on. This is the girl right here launching. This girl. There she is. That's her new name, Daphne. Sorry, Tom. Sorry, Tom. We already got her name. All right, we got her name. All right, let's get back to what we are doing here. We are launching our 2 to 10K challenge, and I gave you the rules, and we are now in the questions slide. All right. Daphne says, okay, well, I'm gonna have to pull it up like this. Come back here. There's the rules. All right, so trading room, I gave you the trading room pitch. That's what it is. It's a pitch. Okay. And here is why we are actually going to be trading SPY. That's all we trade, by the way, SPY. All SPY all the time. You see, when I first started many years ago, I traded stocks, as I'm sure many of you have started. And then I discovered options. I said, whoa, wait a second here. Leverage on options? Are you kidding me? This is unbelievable. So I can actually invest a couple $1,000 and have a 500 or even $1,000 return in a short period of time. I don't have to wait forever for the stock to come into play. Nope. The answer is no. If you believe the stock is going to go up in this particular time frame, just buy some call options and you're going to get rewarded on that. So, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. So that's what I did. And um, and even if I was wrong, it's very relatively forgiving, very relatively predictable, and it's affordable. So that's why I like to trade options. All right, and back to our cornfield. I think it's a cornfield. Let's get to the questions. Okay. Okay, Phil L. Nothing from Eagle yet. Um, okay, I passed it along, your questions, and I don't know what to tell you. I can only do so much. I will be talking to the marketing people on Tuesday, and I will bring up in fact, I'm going to make note of it. I'm going to bring up where's my pen? Your question for them Tuesday. I need to get a piece of paper here. I keep a lot of my scrap paper here in my drawer, so I don't waste new sheets of paper. And I'm just going to here day trade spy questions for our Tuesday number one, Phil L. Okay, I will know what that's all about. I promise I will. I can't promise you answers from them, but I will promise you I will talk to them. All right. Okay. Next question here. Oh my gosh, Scott, thank you very much for that. Scott says his first week in the trading room made more than the yearly subscription cost in the first 2 days. Love it. Highly recommend it. Scott P, good to have you say that. Totally unrehearsed. I don't know, Scott. Are you serious? Scott, do you have a microphone? Would you like to come on for a couple minutes? Or actually, even for 30 seconds just to tell us what you did on that? I don't want to put you on the spot. Um, no, I'm not going to put you on the spot with that. I'm not going to do that for you, but I think that's just awesome. I just love it. Okay, that's great. Congratulations here. Okay, okay, thanks for that again, Phil. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, Phil T. Okay, first time here. A lot of people first. Okay, here. Uh, if I start $2,000, what percentage of my account do I place in each trade? All right. So, okay. So if you're going to just trade, say say the OMG strategy, if you're starting with $2,000 in your trading account, I would probably trade realistically one or two contracts around $500-600 tops. Now, you're not going to make a kill on that. You're not going to, it's going to be coffee money that you're going to make. But over a period of time, you're going to develop that $2,000 into $3,000 and four and five and 10, 15, 20 and up like that. Okay. So technically, yes, you can make money, but bear in mind that how much money, of course, depends on how much you put in the stock market, which I'll show you in a little bit here. Okay. Oh, the propeller joke. Yeah, thanks for that, Tom. Yeah, yeah. Okay, hang on a second. I just got to get this phone number here. All right. Okay. All right. What is a sim account? What is it? A sim account is a simulated account. It's like pretend money. Now, it's not delayed. It's not that 20-minute. By the way, if you get a 20-minute delay on your charts, that means that your real trading account is not funded. For example, we use Schwab Thinkorswim. Make sure if you're going to use a sim account, make sure that you're funded. You don't have to trade it, right? You don't have to trade it, but just put whatever, couple $1,000 or something into your account, and you can still use your sim account, simulated account, and you will have real-time data on that. And that's really important. Okay. All right. Day two, you start $2,000, your target was $40. Okay. All right, Jeff saying I got to fix my. I guess I had a little issue with my spreadsheet. I'll take a look at that, Jeff, tomorrow morning in the training room. We're going to fix that. That was just an example. We'll get that fixed, and that's not a problem. That's just a calculation. I think he's saying that my spreadsheet here is flawed. This one here. That is correct. You are, no, it's not. It's not flawed. Oh, yes, it is flawed. I should be starting with 2080, not 20, sorry, 2040, not 2080. We'll get that fixed, Jeff. So it shouldn't make much of a difference in our calculation. We'll see. We'll get that fixed. So not a problem here. Okay. On one trade a day, do we all execute the same trade? How can we compete on the same trade? Believe you me, you can compete. You can actually trade many hundreds of thousands of dollars, not a problem on the same trade. In fact, easily can trade millions of dollars on the same trade because the trades execute very quickly. Unless everybody trades the same microsecond, and unless you're all trading $1 million each, you're not going to influence the markets. So don't worry about that. Okay. Um, are you going to learn us? Are you going to learn us anything today, or just talk about yourself? Steve, are you going to learn? Are you going to teach us anything? No, we're not going to teach you anything today. This session is just a very basic intro to trading. We looked at last week, look at coming up next week. We're not going to teach you how to trade. You have to pay for that. That's part of the trading room. And it's a good idea too, because you have to pay for that because otherwise if we just teach you something for free, it's not going to work for you. That's one of the first things we learn is that we learn all that the hard way. You get what you pay for. Okay. Actually, with us, you get a lot more than what you pay for. I know it sounds cruel and crude and mean, but it's very true. Everybody needs to have skin in the game if you want it to be profitable. If you're looking for the freebies, you're kind of in the wrong place. There's no real freebies, although we do give you a couple things like 2-minute tutorials and stuff like that, which we're going to come up with right now. Okay. And the reason I talked about myself is to show you that we are credible. This isn't something we just discovered last week and we're going to throw out this thing, We come from a long background of solid trading, and that is why we do it. So, okay. And yes, it is a pitch for the trading room, and that's what it is, Steve. So I hope you're patient because you're going to learn some stuff. All right, here's the 2-minute tutorial. I'll get back to some more questions a little bit here. Here's a question comes up. Why aim for 6%, a modest 6% when I've been getting 10% lately? This is a very good question. We have some traders who are actually doing much better than the 6% that we kind of tout to aim for. The reason we say go for a 6% gain is because you have to have a standard by which to measure success. I don't know if you've ever been on any of these other services where they say, oh, we made 3 cents, so it's a success. Well, guess what, pal? It's not. You will not have sold it for a 3-cent gain. So we put the line up there at a 6% gain for whatever the strategy is, pick of the day or DayTradeSPY signal or whatever it is. And that's what we use. Now, you can actually get a lot more than 6%. That's what we do. We teach you. But why, the question, especially the same day trades, why aren't you going for more is what people ask. Well, first of all, it's much easier to earn 6% than 10%. And the funny thing is, your satisfaction is very similar getting 6% as it is for 10%, right? You're very happy beating the market at 6%. If you do 6% a day, right? Every day you do 6%, you give a point back to the broker for his problems, his troubles, you got 5%. If there's 20 trading days in a year, in a month rather, you've just doubled your money that month, right? Smaller gains, they facilitate re-entering multiple times a day. In other words, you have a gain. Oh my gosh, I'm not very photogenic with my mouth open. I'm going to collect flies here. Folks, if let's say you have a series of small gains, which I'm going to show you in a minute, well, that you get a bit of a cushion in there. You're limiting your risk. First of all, you're limiting your risk, and you made a gain. You're right. You're in and out, you're in and you're out, and now you're ready for your next trade. You don't have to wait maybe a longer period of time to get 10% or 20% or whatever you want to get. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. It's limiting risk and also facilitates many smaller gains. They cushion your account should you have a loss. So let's say I made $600 in gains and my next trade is kind of suffering. I'm kind of I'm underwater by $300 or $400. Well, I could still take that loss and still be ahead of the game at the end of the day by $200. In other words, it's okay to have a losing trade once in a while. It's really not okay to have a losing day. That's kind of the way I see it. And that's just the way I like to do that. But we also show you how to earn a lot more than 6%. We show you that in the trading room. So yes, join the trading room. That's really what it's all about. And that's really the 2-minute tutorial. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I did. This is real money I traded last Friday, just a couple days ago, all right? This is what it looks like. This is from Schwab, Thinkorswim. And the first hour and a half was done live in the trading room. And this is what I did. My first trade, 10 calls. I took it from 490 to 505, picked up $150 in 2 minutes. Here are the times on the left. Got in at 330, 933 out at 935. 10 contracts. You can see how I got filled, legged in, sold them all, 490 to 505. Trade number two, another 10. They're all 10 calls, right? Most of them were 10 calls, not all of them. Some were more. I took this from $5 to 515, another $150 in 4 minutes. Trade three, took it from 521 to 530, $90 gain. That was in 6 minutes. Trade four, 10 calls, averaged in. All right, averaged in 431 out at 440, $89 in 12 minutes. 20 calls averaged in trade number five for 441 and a half to 455, $270. You can go back and look at this again if you want to analyze it in detail. But just note that in 11 minutes, I picked up $270. Trade number six was 6 calls. Picked up $220 in 3 minutes right here, right? 1036 to 1039. Trade number seven, we're into 1040 to 1043, another 3 minutes for another $240 from 448 to 460. That was 20 calls, 20 contracts. And my last trade of the day was 30 contracts in at 412, out at 414, just 2 cents for $60 in 3 minutes. So notice what I'm doing here is I'm kind of starting the day with 10 calls. And later on, I may average in, right? I may average in when the market, say, goes down. I might buy some more when the setup provides that for me. So I average in, I get out with some modest gains, very modest gains, quick in and out, couple minutes here and there. Later on in the day, I go out a little bit more on the limb. I buy 20 contracts. Instead of 10, I buy 20 of them. Why? Because I've already made some pretty good money into the day here. 390, 390, 480-ish, 479, 479, 456, 6.5 on, $650 roughly or whatever it is. So I've got a little cushion here. I can take a bit of a more of a gamble, right? At the end of the day here that I was going to trade 1045, I bought 30 contracts. I'll tell you why I did that. I was only going for a very small gain, more contracts, small gain. I did in 3 minutes. because I wanted to get over $1,000. $1,000 gain. So here are the stats. That's for the day. Here are the stats. 8 trades, average time per trade, 5.5 minutes, average investment, $4,562 per trade. All right. All calls expired next Friday, the following Friday, this coming Friday. So I had lots of time. In other words, very, very low theta loss. My total gross was $1,269 less commission. Not bad, done before noon. I had a plane to catch on Friday. That was another reason I got in and out. If I stayed with this for another couple hours, I'm sure I could have ramped that up to two, three, four, 500,000, two, three, $5,000. But I was happy with just making the $1,000 a day. I was actually in Florida at the time. No, I did not have a plane to catch. I had a meeting to catch, is what it was. I left on when was this? Hang on a second. No, no, I'm lying to you. This was Friday. This was Friday. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're done before noon, folks. I had meetings and I had a flight to catch. I think it was Monday. Monday, I cut off my trading early because I had a flight to catch. That's what it was. On Friday, I had a meeting. Anyway, was it fun? Absolutely, it was fun. It was a blast, right? You look at the setup, you estimate how much room you have to grow in. Where's your next major resistance levels? All going to the upside. Um, how much confidence do I have in the market? Totally, lots of confidence. So in my mind, my risk was very low. My risk was very low. I had a blast doing it and I made some money. How cool is that? And that's the fun of day trading SPY options. All right, let's get back to some more questions. Is there a money back guarantee? Actually, there is. In the trading room, there is a money back guarantee. I don't know what it is. I think it's 30 days or something. They'll let you know, ask them. So if you're not completely satisfied, call them, let them know, and they'll give you your money back. Um, and I like to guarantee that you're going to learn something. I mean, if you don't learn something in the trading room, you shouldn't be anywhere near a trading platform, but you should learn it. So, okay. Anyway, I will fix that, Jeff. By tomorrow morning, that spreadsheet will be fixed. Not a problem. So, when is the next Ultimate Trading Workshop? I'm not really sure. I know there's some chatter about that coming up. Not sure if it's going to be later in this year or early next year. I'm thinking here it's going to be later this year. It should be, Phil. Okay. And Tom's got to figure it out. $10.75 a day. Yes. And okay. Okay, Steve said, okay, I guess he's disappointed in this presentation. I'm sorry to hear that, Steve. I'm not sure what you were saying, but he says to me, in this quote, he says he trades SPY options daily and he's never had a losing trade. Well, that's awesome. What are you doing here? Okay. Just my question here. So, all right. So anyway, well, I'm glad to have you here anyway. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have going on here. Where you get to read about our strategies. Well, you get to okay, so I probably next week we'll talk about our various strategies. I will tell you briefly, we have the OMG, which is short for out of the morning gate. We essentially look at our support and resistance right at 9:30. And the first 5-minute candle to close outside of either of those lines, that is the direction we're going for a 6% gain. We do that in the trading room. We also have our bread and butter strategy, which tells us when a certain indicator is lined up. Again, we talk about that. We teach that in the trading room. We also have our scalps, which we teach in the trading room. We also have special webinars that you'll see. I believe there's probably a workshop on that. I'm going to just pull it up, and you can purchase the workshop for a couple $100. Let me see what it is right here. Online workshops. And here it is right there, our bread and butter strategy, Fibonacci trading workshop, power scalping workshop. This is one of our strategies. Listen, for $249, these are dynamite strategies you can buy. The workshops are about an hour and a half or so long. and you're going to get a lot of great information off these. Go to the website, Day Trade Spy, up at the top right where it says online workshops. That's where you're going to see them, okay? That's where you're going to see them. All right. Some more questions here. I don't want to keep it too long here. Okay. Uh, okay, forgot how you word it, but the option. Yes, this coming Thursday, the e-newsletter is going to be the risks with zero-day trading options, zero-day trading expirations. Okay, and yes, you can start with $1,000. In fact, once you get in the groove of what we're doing, you can take $1,000, probably turn it into 5,000, and probably another couple of weeks or something. That's not going to be a problem. So we do not buy leaps. We don't buy stocks. We only buy options. All options all the time. That's all we do. The time restraints about working at a computer at 10 o'clock. Still way to participate. Um, we're probably going to be getting into the 2 to 5K challenge probably fairly early on when the market opens. Can't guarantee we're going to be out of the trade by 10 o'clock, but we should probably be in and probably out. Usually, I know the last time we did that, we're in and out fairly quickly, and usually by 10 o'clock, we're in and out of there. So, okay. All right. So let me just kind of go through some of these questions here. Uh, is the trading room different than the daily signal? Yes, it is. Okay, so the day trade spy, the trading room is a separate subscription. The day trade spy signal is a separate subscription, and that gives you a signal that is sent to your email and your cell phone every morning. Not every morning, 3 to 5 times a week is when that you're going to get the day trade spy signal in the mornings. All right, they're sent out in the mornings, and the idea there is as soon as you get the signal within the next 2 minutes, buy the option that we recommend. Immediately put it up for sale for a 5% gain. This is for the signal. If you do not sell it by the end of the day, if you don't get filled for your 5%, sell it for whatever the market will give you. All right. It is running at around, I want to say 93% success or something. The pick of the day, same with that, 93%. I'm not sure, maybe not so much now, but we've had a couple stops take us out on there. So the pick is a little bit different. You get the pick sent to you between 9 and 9:30 every morning. Very specific option that is supposed to be purchased at the market open. All right. Wait until the bid-ask spread nice and tight, settle in nice and tight, then make the purchase. If the stock is going against you, wait until it turns back around on the 1 minute chart, get in then, put up for sale for 6% profit target. Now, these trades are designed to be able to be held overnight. And sometimes I will hold overnight. But the powers that be told us you have to have an exit strategy. You can't just hold overnight and whatever. Um, Even though we come out with our profits usually, and sometimes we'll repair the trade or whatever. But they wanted something a little more concrete, and they suggested have a 40% stop loss in there. So we use a 40% stop loss. Personally, I'm not a big fan of stops because I have other ways of managing trades. But even with the stop, we're doing extremely well with that. And we show you what we would do if it was us in that trade and how we would repair it, whatever. All right. I get another, it's 9:15 here. It's 9:15 and my live screen is showing an avatar. What? Okay, really? I'm showing here. I thought I'm showing here as moving out. Hang on here. Where is my? Did I lose something here? I think I might have lost something. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay. Okay. Sounds like I might have missed something here. My avatar. Oh wow. Oh boy. Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Let me just see what's going on here. Supposed to show you don't see my picture, huh? Oh, that's crazy. Let me see if I can get this back. Okay. All right. Now you should see. Now you should see me. Sorry about that, folks. Not really sure what happened there. First day back in my regular computer, you know what I'm saying? After gone for almost a week. So that's really the issue there. A little rusty. Got to get the rust removed. Okay, and let's see here. Uh, okay. Steve says, I don't know, this guy's giving me a hard time tonight. You're asking us to pay $700 to determine if you are credible. I'm credible, Steve, and if you don't think I'm credible, just ask for your money back. And it's okay. We don't need, it's okay if you don't think we're worth it, just get your money back. Not a problem. Okay, we'll probably be trading one trade a day on the 2 to 5K challenge. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think we're gonna call it a day here. We can sit in front of these questions till probably midnight. But thank you all for your patience in this. And I didn't get to the questions. I don't know what happened there. I guess I flipped over somehow to the wrong screen, and you just saw my avatar. So anyway, you're back to this normal. Yeah, all right. Missed the last 20 minutes. Okay. Missed any charts that I may have shown. I'm sorry, let's go back here. You know what? Okay, you know what? I am so sorry. I don't know where it flipped to the avatar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. This is crazy here, okay? Somewhere along the line, I must have missed something here. So here's the rules for the 2 to 5K challenge. All right, and I talked about all these, so you can go through these. I'm not gonna repeat the whole thing here, but I'm putting this on here for the recording, so you can actually go back and pause the recordings for whenever you need them. Okay, join us in the trading room. Here's the information I gave you in the trading room. Again, all of this here, you can pause this and read this on your own again. All right, and here is why SPY options. Again, I'm going to just keep this here, pause it if you want to read all this. And now I'm going to go to the good stuff. The good stuff is the 2-minute tutorial. Again, this is what I was showing in the 2-minute tutorial. Pause this, and here are the notes for that. And now I'm going to give you the good stuff here. This is what I did. All right, these were real trades last Friday. And I'm going to just print the trades here all along the side here. Here are the comments, how much money I made in these trades. If you add all of that up, if you want, again, pause this if you want to go through and analyze all this. This here is what I had done. And again, you can pause this and read all these. Average time per trade, 5.5 minutes. 45.62 average investments. Average investment each trade, all calls expire next Friday. Total gross gain, 12.69, less commission. Done before noon, fun, low risk. Okay. And any questions? That's what it was. And with that, thank you for joining us, folks. And sorry about some of the technical issues here, but I think you got it all, and hopefully you'll be able to go through that. So, folks, I hope to see you all in the trading room. All right. And I've just got another comment here from Kevin. Kevin B just says here, Hugh, for all the naysayers, and if they have any doubts, buy the trading room for a month. If it's not good for them, then get your money back. Let the rest of us be profitable. There is no other trade room that I've purchased that matches up to the DayTradeSPY trading room. Thank you for that comment, Kevin. That is actually awesome. All right, with that, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
And there ain't no stopping now. You're the one, shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you